Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and all those in between, welcome to another edition, and a special one at that, of the Creative Carousel, where each episode, normally how it works, is a new booker steps up to try to right the ship of what had been done before them. And this would usually be where I introduce my guest. However, this episode's a little special. In this episode, we are not booking with a fresh set of eyes. We're not booking with someone who may or may not know TEW. This, my lovely viewers, is the first pay-per-view event of CMCW. The first one being recorded. There is one done beforehand, but let me explain how this all will work. At the end of each rotational cycle, which means everyone who is put onto the randomized list at the start of the recording cycles has done their shows. CMCW will have a pay-per-view booked by me to tie up any loose ends that have been left around, to perhaps determine new champions, to introduce new people, etc., etc., etc. So that way, once we're done with this pay-per-view, it rotates back to all the bookers who have appeared on this show previously, as well as any new ones that want to step in onto the Creative Carousel. Now, obviously, I've been here for every episode, so the same rules don't technically apply. I get access to all show history as needed. I get access to roster management. I get access to do whatever is needed. And that does include something we'll touch on after the show is complete. The other thing to note is that I do not have to worry about booking times, and I don't have to worry about crowd burnout. These pay-per-views are scheduled to go 4 hours, which means burnout would be a factor. But because of how the company works and because of what stories are being told, I have turned those off for this show and all future pay-per-view events. That way I have as much time as needed to get everything settled. To make sure everything is completely set in stone, and to make sure that I can do as much as possible, with the one exception being that I am not allowed to book the television title. The television title must be defended on television. This is not television. Therefore, I cannot book that title to be on the line. With all of that out of the way, I'm going to find a venue for this show to run out of. Not that one. Let me go down a little bit. Go to 15. Oh God, was it still called that in 04? I guess it... Huh. Oh yeah, I guess it wouldn't be TD Garden until then. Shit, I forgot about that. Let's go with that then. I guess that also applies, I think, for the Civic Center? Yeah, because I think this is the XL. It's like XL Center and TD Garden. We're going to go with the Fleet Center for now. I don't even think it's called... I don't even know if it's called the X Center anymore. XL Center anymore. Might be wrong. Someone in the comments can let me know, probably. Creative Mode Network. Team meeting. This is almost up. Means I get to just blitz through these. Oh, these are also some spoilers. A lot of the ideas that have been come up with are probably getting used on this show. I also am going into this... Oh, mic work to Jay. I'm going into this without any prior planning, so this one might take a lot longer, because I might be sitting here for a while figuring out what it is I want to do. My tips to Kaz Hayashi, Finley trains the women, Regal trains the men. For fuck's sake, Jimmy Rave, Orlita. Good for you too? Okay. Jinder Mahal angle idea. Gotcha. Roderick Strong creative finish. I can't do an inspire. I could, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to let this go. Right, so these are the 4 people who I cannot use between... I don't know if it was between last episode and this one, or before then, but Masters got injured on a house show, because I have those... I can explain the more mechanical sides of things now. House shows are on strictly because I need to make sure that the young guys get some sort of experience in case they're not getting booked. I need to make sure stats can still develop, and I need to make sure that there's a chance that people can get injured outside of the TV shows where it is a lot more unlikely. Obviously, this means that someone could get injured for like a year, and if that happens, I have to wait for my turn to be able to hopefully fire them. Or I hope that the person booking decides to put them through surgery, if that's applicable. Frankie the Mobster is filming for a TV role. Jerry Lynn got injured in a match on TV. I don't remember what show it was, but I know he got hurt. And Sylvester Turkey is training for a professional fight. Okay. So with all of that done, let's try to get to this. I do have to still do the 3 match aims, but that shouldn't be a big deal. So we're going to open off with... I feel like it's just always safe to do this. Heyman will be introducing the first story arc complete, is how I called it, just because I didn't have a great pay-per-view name, and I figured it's creative mode. Nobody's gonna give a crap about the actual show titles, so make it a special event just titled Story Arc Complete. So, opening segment is just Heyman introducing the show, explaining what happens on the pay-per-view, and going over that every title, except for the TV title, will be up for grabs tonight. This goes for 3 minutes. He doesn't even need that long. It could be 2 minutes. It does not take much to say, hey, all the titles are on the line, except for the TV. Give Jay Lethal his night off. Now, as for what I'm doing with the actual belts, Styles is the cruiserweight champ, Sabu's the hardcore champ, Angle's the heavyweight champ, Generic Oats are the tag champs, Lethal is the TV. I can't do anything with him defending the title. I can book him in matches and segments. I just can't put the belt on the line. Super Generation Army are the trios champs. Orton is the US champ. Trish is the women's champ. Jazz and Emi Sakura are the tag champions. Gail Kim is the women's United States champion. Okay. Right, Taker got set to turn. I think that was by YOLO. Do I want to keep going with that? Let me compare the major stars and how many of them are face to heel. Oh, all of them except for Trips and Angle? Yeah, then one of them could fucking turn, and having it be Taker actually makes sense. I'm gonna rename his gimmick though. There we go. So Heyman announces every title's on the line. Trying to think where to go from here. I could just fill out matches, but having to go off of what's been planned out, what I remember. So Angle took them both on. Generic Oats beat these 3 teams. Sabu beat Foley, Gage, and Magnum. Magnum called out Sabu. Jazz and Emi Sakura beat Molly and Del Rey. wow, Canadian Ben really just booked like oops all title matches and oops all multi-man or multi-participant matches. Hmm. In that case, I'm going to start with the Cruiserweight title because that feels like a safe bet. We're going to go AJ Styles, of course, current Cruiserweight champion. He can face off with, let me get the search, 225 pounds or less. We're going to go, that's actually a great way to look at this. What's his pop sitting at? 50. I actually want to look and see who has higher pop than him. Hurricane, 6-Pac has slightly higher pop. Sabu, but he's the hardcore champ. Ray, obviously. Angle, obviously, but we're not doing that here. Jeff Hardy, but he just pinned Jeff. Eddie Guerrero, Christian Cage. But I think I want to do something with Christian Cage. I think I have an idea for what I actually want to do with him. Well, I could... Wait a minute. What's his weight at? 212? Yeah, he's cruiserweight. I could run him and AJ. I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it. But AJ, like, just got the belt back, right? 10 days, yeah. I don't want it to be too short a reign for the second one. Because it feels like AJ's just going to get a shit ton of reigns if we keep moving it off of him. But I want AJ Styles to be gaining popularity. He could face Hurricane. That's fine. Compare the two. I wish Styles would gain psychology a bit faster, but it is what it is. I also wish he was more consistent, but again, it is what it is. Actually, no, at that point, no, we're not going to do Hurricane. Styles can just pick up a win against someone either on his level or, you know, it would just be someone who isn't on his level. What Styles' weight? 218. I might drop that weight to be 220 instead of 225 because 225 is what put. Yeah, Sabu is there. I think Kurt. No, Kurt's 220. But like Rob Conway and Stevie Richards should not be there. And I can't drop it below 218, otherwise Styles will not qualify for it. Otherwise, I would bring it down to like 215. But then Hurricane doesn't qualify. It doesn't matter. So we're looking for someone who has psychology. So we're looking for 70 plus and 70 in aerial, 70 in flashiness. God damn it. God damn it. You're the only one. Shima and Sasuke. Shima, Sasuke, Ray. Okay, then drop this to be 60. So Styles can at least carry someone. Atlantis, Daniels, of course. Daniels probably, yeah, crazy. It's 77 psych. Eddie, Liger, Kaz Hayashi, interesting. Milano, also interesting. In that case, we're not going to have Styles defend to open. We're going to do a different cruiserweight match. We're going to do a cruiserweight showcase. It'll be a fatal 4-way. Because the more I think about it, the more I realize I would actually rather put a bunch more people on the card than do it this way. So we're going to do, let's drop the psych down. Let's put it up back to 0. Keep it at the 225 weight limit. I should have kept it at 60-60. I messed up. Yeah, just do 60-60 without the psych necessary. It's not a bad listing. It's not a bad listing at all. I know I want Sasuke in there. So the great Sasuke's in. He's a baby face. So I want 2 heels and then 1. There's going to be elimination. I just realized that. This should be elimination. Yeah, perfect. Elimination. Put it even if it's a 10-minute elimination match, that's fine. Great Sasuke. Okay. So I want him in there. I want... Is there a heel that has pop? Are any of these guys? No, they're all unimportant. Jesus Christ. Okay, then at that point, are there any faces that aren't Styles who could be in this match? Ray, Eddie, Hurricane, Liger, London, Sabu. London's going to have to be the other cruiserweight, I think. But London's already like... Then Liger? Maybe? Unless we put Hurricane here and then Styles faces somebody else. I could do Hurricane in this and still have him lose and not deal with it too much. Yeah. Then at that point, Sasuke should technically be in the second spot because we'll do 2 heels to come out here. Because I want someone pinning Hurricane. That is my goal. I want someone good who can pin the Hurricane and build up some popularity. Christopher Daniels is staring right at me because that is such a easy name to put in. I'm putting in. No, we can run Daniels and Styles one-on-one. We can run Daniel Styles one-on-one, and that would just be a good match. Then who can go in this one? Taka? Taka could. Would not hate it. What is Sasuke's psych? 78. Okay, then he should be able to carry, and Hurricane's like near 70. So in a car crash, I could get them to carry, so I could like safely put Jack Evans in. But at that point, it would be Jack Evans is the fall guy, because there's no way in hell Jack Evans isn't eating that pinfall in this match. Then I could just have Hurricane win. That's fine. Oh, it's elimination. Right, it's elimination. No, it isn't. I lied. It'll be a 1 fall to a finish match. Put it on Car Crash, because this is meant to be a stunt show match. Have Hurricane pin Jack Evans. Open, clean pin. I don't like this match. The more I look at it, the more it's like this should be on the fucking pre-show. Because I don't want to put in... Then I could put in Paul London instead of the Hurricane. I'll put in Paul London instead. That'll work. London in over that. Because that fits better. And then I can do my Hurricane Styles match. Paul London pins Jack Evans. That makes a lot more sense to me. Open, clean, pin. Because Taka shouldn't take the fall. And Sasuke shouldn't take the fall. So this should just be... Oh, this is also going to be the crazy... This is going to be an annoying match to... Or annoying road agent / referee night to handle as well. Because it's going to be a lot of people who are just like... overworked, potentially, depending on what I do. Mark Johnson can referee this match. That's fine. Yeah, it's like this could be on the pre-show. This will be on the pre-show. Fuck it. This has no bearing on the main card. That'll be a pre-show match. Because that's X Division. It's Paul London getting a win that he kind of needs after I think he lost to AJ Styles at one point. All right, so we have that. Let's actually get our first. No, we're not going to get our first match yet. We're going to get another angle. We're going to go backstage to where, or technically outside broadcast, and we get to see Sting arriving to the arena. And as he's getting there, he will be interviewed by one Scott Hudson. Basically saying, Sting, you got pinned in the triple threat match because of Eddie Guerrero, and now you are, and now what is in, or what do you like? Basically, you got pinned because of Eddie Guerrero's trickery, and allowed Kurt Angle to get away with the heavyweight title. Tonight, you are set to go one-on-one with Eddie Guerrero. What are your thoughts going into that match? And Sting essentially tells Hudson he has no ill will towards Eddie. He understands that there's not particularly much he can do, considering Angle got the pin, so Angle's having to defend against somebody else entirely. He's fine, but he's going to have to beat Eddie Guerrero tonight because he knows that should he get another title match with Kurt, he is not going to have any distractions. He's not going to let anyone get in his way of, one, getting back the car that Kurt took from him, and two, from getting the World Heavyweight Championship. Which, by the way, thank you, Ben, for defending that title in Canada. This is a World Heavyweight title now. I will do that after the angle. Same with the tag. The tag also got defended there. So I have a World Heavyweight and a World Tag officially. So it talks about the match with Eddie. We then go from there. Scott Hudson kind of goes to the background because Sting is going to get interrupted by one Shawn Michaels, who essentially steps up to Sting and says, what you did to Kurt, locking in his trunk and whatnot, was pretty funny, but don't get it twisted. If there's anyone who deserves a shot at that heavyweight title, it's the guy who's getting it tonight. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm getting my title rematch. And if you beat Eddie, just know you're not going up against Kurt Angle. You're going up against HBK. There we go. And then we get the stare down between the two before Shawn lets Sting get into the arena. Let me see how many characters I had left. Let's see. Sting arriving to the arena could be literally a minute because it has to go directly into the interview. This takes like 3 minutes. Sean's promo also takes about 3 minutes. And this goes also 3 minutes. 10 minutes total, that's fine. If the stay down's 9. Hold on. Heyman's was 2. Let's cut one of these down. We'll cut this one down to be... No, 3. This can be 1 then. That's fine. So yeah, it's Sting. Basically, this confirms Sting versus Eddie and Shawn versus Angle is what this confirms. Still leaves a lot to deal with. Still leaves a lot to deal with. Then that goes to the Cruiserweight title. Which will be Styles versus... Want somebody with good psych. It should be Styles and Daniels, probably, right? I mean, like, we just know this will be a good match. Cruiserweight title goes a cool goes a cool 12. In a high spots match, Styles picks up the victory. Open clean pin. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm turning this on momentarily, just so I don't accidentally click this and start the show before I'm ready. Just going to be smart about this. So Daniels and Styles gets their match. I have to think about everything else that needs to get paid off. I should have gone into this with more planning, but that's my own fault. So just off of last show. I mean, I can do the No, I'll try to book in order. This is probably gonna pop up. Oh, and it popped up on the right one. Thank God. I'm gonna keep a notepad on my other monitor to mark down what it is I've booked in advance. Just to be clear. Literally, it's just to be safe so I don't forget later on. World Heavyweight, and then we have the World Tag Team. I could also technically do World Cruiserweight, but that's weird. World Trios. I don't think Trios were defended last show, were they? No. I could do World Cruiserweight, Women's World Tag Team. CMCW Women's World Tag Team Champ. I don't hate the sound of that. I actually will do that. Do not hate the sound of that whatsoever. Women's World Tag. Because then if Trish defended, it would have been the Women's World, but she didn't. She defended she defended at a different place. But no, this Women's Tag makes more sense. It keeps it in line with the others. So we'll just do World Heavyweight and World Tag Team. All right. Daniels and Styles for the Cruiserweight is fine. We then go... I'm just going to literally go backwards and show history to figure out what I need to pay off. Oh, the Hall and Nash thing. Yeah, let me pay this off because nobody questioned it. Or rather, JJ didn't question it. Where was this fucking thing? Yeah, there it is. There's that. where JJ kept it going, and then by the time we got to YOLO, or no, not YOLO, this was Eric. By the time we got to Eric, it never got brought up because he never questioned Human Tornado beating Scott Hall. So I'm just gonna put a cap on this now because hey, I know who booked it. It was them having a laugh. All right, let these two fucking do a promo backstage and finally settle things. So we go backstage. Hall and Nash are together, and in essence, Hall is pissed off. He's upset at the Outlaws for costing him the tag titles because of the betrayal, and Nash is rightfully upset about it as well. But then Hall turns the ire to him and is like, "The fuck was the mummy shit about? The curse cost me my match with Tornado. It cost us the tag titles. Undo that shit." And Nash, it just says it was a fucking joke. He doesn't know why that actually. It's another thing of, I was doing a joke. I don't know why it came true, but I was doing a joke. So blames Nash for this. I'm gonna have to find someone who can fucking be involved in this that would make any lick of sense whatsoever. Not counting the one person who I literally can't book. Who would make sense? Assuming his is, yeah, not able to work angles. I'm actually, oh god, I see a name who could do it. I see a fucking name that could do it. I don't like it, but I could see a name that could do it. Do I have him? Yes. Okay. I know what I'm doing. So, Hall and Nash are gonna, they're both involved in this. They're gonna get approached backstage. Oh, you know what? I need to also, hold on a second. Can I do this while I can? Okay. While booking an angle. I'm gonna do this on screen again. Who's all pissed off? Just Hall. 61. Oh god, this is gonna be expensive. There. Just so he stops being rightfully annoyed. So Hall and Nash be met by one Ultramantis Black. Yep, this is what we're doing here. Offers a cure for Scott Hall's curse. For a price. And basically, Hall and Nash pull into a huddle, basically. Talk about whether this guy can be trusted. Talk about what the price may be. Ultramantis Black is right there and can hear them, but is saying nothing. And so Hall and Nash agree. They agree to the curse being lifted, and Ultramantis Black basically tells them this might hurt a bit. Like, and it's sort of playful, is like, you might experience these side effects. Because he's doing some Plague Doctor shit to them. That's the best way I can describe it. He's doing Plague Doctor shit to Hall to make it so he's no longer cursed. having to type this as best I can to not just fucking. There we go. Holy shit, that's not 15 minutes. This can go 3, because this should be like a long bit. This can go 2, and this can go 1. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm putting Hall accept, so that way, no ambiguity. No ambiguity in this. Being absolutely sure that it is accepted to get rid of that fucking curse and to give a plot line for the next person to work with, potentially, if they so choose. All right. What else needs to be done? Magnum Tokyo vs. Sabu is apparently planned by someone. And then, oh, Trish and Awesome Kong. Also, Matt Hardy and Randy Orton over the US. Taker beat Kane by cheating. There wasn't anything to it. I forgot Steen called out Shelton. And Ben proceeded to do nothing with it because instead they won the tag belts. So I'm just going to put WGTT versus them. Because that'll make more sense, honestly. There's Evolution versus JAS, which also leads into / Batista versus Samoa Joe, which also leads into JAS versus Eddie Guerrero / Lucha. I don't know how else to put that. Undertaker versus Kane is a feud. The Raven Damian Sandow pairing. You have what else? What else? Cena beat Raven to earn some sort of title opportunity that never got followed up on. Because he did not get that title opportunity. So, just going to put that in. I do want to do a promo about that. Gail. Wasn't Gail Kim meant to wrestle someone for the fucking someone absolutely won a match at one point. Definitely not here. Imagine. Nope. Who was it? Who was it and what show was it on? Here it was. Jazz beat fucking Victoria. Right. Jazz beat Victoria, but Jazz is the fucking women's tag champ right now. So either she's wrestling twice or what the fuck. I knew there was one with that. I'm just using this document as a here's everything that I have to pay off. Because there's so much. There is so much I have to fucking do. Because AMW beat Mexico's Most Wanted as #1 contenders. Right. Right, I forgot about that one as well. Oh, this is fucked up. Yeah. Didn't need to click on that, but I did on accident. Like, I'm just... What the fuck? That's one I forgot about. That one just went completely ignored. Oh, right, that's why. That's why I went ignored. There's also that. Oh, Lord Almighty. He debuted and has done nothing. That guy debuted and has done nothing. Yeah, it's almost too much for me to try to figure out, and it's all centered around like the same 20 to 30 people. Somehow this is the one that had like everything actually planned out. All right, cool. I think that's everything I need then. I should have done this in the beginning, but oh well. All right, so yeah, the Scott Hall segment. We're then gonna go to a segment, I believe. No, we go to a match. We go to a match. We're going to a tag match. As I'm blowing this off, because this happened early on and needs to be set up. So, Road Dogg Jesse James, Badass Billy Gunn, you're having a tag match. Who are you facing? Fucking, of all people, it's Sanshiro Takagi and Tatanka. Yep, this is a tag match. Sanshiro and Tatanka against the New Age Outlaws. This match goes 8 minutes. Outlaws get the win. Jesse James is pinning. Outlaws can get the win by cheating. They shouldn't win clean. Because Sanshiro's pinned Jesse in the past and like is actually being built up somewhat until people forget about him. Does he speak English? He does. Fluent English. Okay, then I could actually do something with this. Tatanka's also not bad, is the crazy thing. That might be a full-time tag team. Then do I have them win? Maybe? Do I have them just win? What's your 44? Okay. I might have them... It's pay-per-view. But like Tatanka saved Sanshiro. They're gonna pin Tatanka by cheating. It's gonna be Jesse James pinning Tatanka by like feet on the ropes, flash pin. Like he grabs the tights, whatever. It's not clean. It's not clean at all. We want... Nah, this could just be fine as is. 8 minutes. Go for it. Okay. Backstage, we go to JB Jeremy Borash, who is standing by alongside one Bob Sapp. And essentially asking him, well, you lost the TV title, what's next? And Sapp says that doesn't matter if it's not if he's not the TV champion, it's still Sapp time. And there's a weird man in a mask who challenged him a while back that he's gonna go after. This goes 3 minutes? Sounds fine. Him and Mortis aren't going long anyway. Go backstage again. This is elsewhere. Damien Sandow is going to be set, essentially, to cut a promo or do something when... Put him on non-speaking. When Raven once again shows up, essentially talking about Sandow's intelligence while also, quote-unquote, apologizing. Actually, no, he doesn't apologize yet. So at this point is when Sandow finally has enough of Raven's mind games. Basically says, what do you want? Why are you here? Why are you pestering me? I'm done with this. And Raven will answer by saying that he has seen the IQ Sandow possesses and thinks it is being wasted by him just reading through dictionaries and thesauruses, and that he finds it amusing to watch someone spend all their time doing nothing but gaining IQ without having anything to show for it, and offers a mentorship to Sandow to put his genius level intellect to some practical use inside of a wrestling ring. So this will be a so I'm going to change it back over to here. So that happens. Raven does his explanation, and Sandow, after taking a bit of time to consider it, Sandow will take a moment to consider it and tell Raven that the last time he was with him, he got berated for a match that he didn't lose. Raven lost to Cena, not him, and yet Raven berated him for it. And so Sandow walks off, and Raven will look completely nonplussed by this. He does not care in the least that Sandow has walked off, and firmly looks like he believes that in due time Sandow will be back. This part goes for a minute. This part goes for a minute. This part goes for 2 minutes. And this part goes for a minute. 5 minutes total. Because I don't want to overuse people. All right. We then will have, let me think here. We can go with this because this got confirmed already. Hardcore title match. One-on-one hardcore. It is Magnum Tokyo going up against Sabu. We're going to put this on Mayhem first and foremost. This goes... It probably shouldn't be long. This should be probably a sprint more than anything else. This can go 8 minutes. With Sabu picking up the clean win over Magnum. Open, clean pin. Because in my head, this is the decisive, like, Magnum Tokyo has challenged. He has lost. Let's get this. Like, because he had a point. You know, it's very much he had a point. He wasn't the one pinned in the multi-man. But let's get this done and over with. Magnum Tokyo has lost his shot at the title. Post-match, Sabu is celebrating, gets attacked by Abyss. So, lights go out. Abyss attacks Sabu. And afterwards, he is going to stand tall over Sabu while James Mitchell is walking beside him in a bit and says to Sabu, he's ready. So the attack itself can go for 2 minutes. And the standing tall can also be 2 minutes. There we go. We go backstage. Christian Cage is going to be alongside the rest of Team Canada, which is Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and P.D. Williams. And basically say that he expects success out of those in Team Canada because tonight there's a tag match of Rude and EY against Mike Awesome and Elix Skipper. He expects them to win and is kind of taking charge of the group before then passing off to Coach Scott Demore to be the one to truly prepare them. That goes. This can go like 3 minutes total. Okay. Next will be. I have to think here. What else I want to touch on? Next is going to be a. Ooh, how do I want to do this? Let's think here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have an idea for how I want to do this. So, it's going to be a match. Where is he? Is he? Well, where is he? Recognizable? It'll be Finley versus Samoa Joe. This goes. I wonder if I could do Mayhem into Wild Brawl. I think I can. It'll be a Wild Brawl. Finley and Joe. Joe wins clean. Joe wins clean by submission. Chokes out Finley. And Jericho is at ringside. Finley could be kept strong. That's fine. He could struggle for a bit. Post match, Joe celebrates alongside Jericho. When out comes Batista, who immediately starts brawling with Joe. And it essentially takes security to rush in, separate the two. They are left staring each other down. Jericho's trying to hold back Joe. That should work. So that'll go, let's see. Celebration goes 1 minute. The attack goes for 3 minutes. And the separation can also be a minute, probably. Yeah, separation can also be a minute. That's fine. Thank God for this being pay-per-view. I could put Joe on for 18 minutes instead of 15. So let me think of what else I would need to cover. I can cover this. We're going to go backstage. Sting is seen, warming up for his match. He is seen preparing when gets met by Edge, who comes in, basically says, I saw what it was you did. I saw what the hell you had done to Kurt Angle, but I wasn't the one who spoiled it. I wasn't the one who, snitched to Kurt. because I thought it would be more fun to let him suffer through that. And I thought he deserved what happened to him. The only reason I told him that I knew was because he got it in his mind that he needed to kick somebody's ass, and that person was me. So I figured I was going to do that just to mess with him a little bit. And Sting looks at him, basically says, glad we're in agreement that some mind games were needed and that Angle needed to be punished for what he did. And Edge offers backup to Sting against Kurt Angle, which Sting hesitantly accepts. So that'll go 4 minutes, I would say. It's a solid 4-minute angle. We'll then go to a match. This is going to be Lita going up against Winter of the Beautiful People. This is eye candy. This is me resetting the fucking crowd. Put both Angelina Love and Velvet Sky at ringside. Lita's going to get the tainted win in probably like 6, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. It's basically a distraction happens at ringside where one of the Briscoe brothers comes out trying to quote unquote apologize for what they did to the Beautiful People, and it results in Lita getting distracted and taking the loss. We'll go 6 minutes. And we'll go then post-match to where Lita will get her little celebration and walk off. And we have Jay and Mark alongside Angelina, Velvet, and Winter. Basically, Jay and Mark Briscoe are trying to apologize to the Beautiful People. They're trying to play up like they're laughing it up, but they're quote unquote apologizing, and it's clear that this is being done extremely tongue-in-cheek. Like, just very much so they don't actually mean this. When they get attacked. They get attacked by, let me find a tag team that could realistically be part of this. Oh, perfect. Actually, yes, yes. Fucking Backseat Boys can attack Jay and Mark Briscoe. That is perfect. It's actually perfect for this playthrough. And they can actually be joined by Lance Hoyt. We're going to have it be a 3v2. And then afterwards, you have Briscoes are down. And you have Kashmir, Trent Acid, and Lance Hoyt all standing tall alongside the Beautiful People. There we go. Let's see. The apology goes like probably 2 minutes. The attack goes for 3. And this goes for probably 1. Go backstage. This will be in Heyman's office. So Heyman watching the show, seeing everything go down, when in comes John Cena. And Cena basically tells Heyman, look, I get that Shawn is currently in line to face Kurt Angle, but I'm owed a title opportunity. I won that match. I deserve a championship match. And Heyman will look to Cena and basically say, you know what? Fine. You're right. You do deserve a title match. I don't particularly like it, but you beat Raven. You beat him fair and square, so you're going to get a title match. So tonight, you're going to be given a great opportunity. You're going to go up against the Trios champions, Kobashi, Misawa, and Akiyama. And you could pick any combination of partner you want, but you're going up against the Super Generation Army. So Cena coming in demanding a title shot can go for 3 minutes. Heyman can also get 3 minutes. 6 minutes total. All right. Then will be... Let's have another tag match. Let's have this be... wait, I actually have a couple ideas here. Because I have the tag title still. I have Evolution JAS. I have JAS and Eddie. Eddie's facing Sting. Cena gets the title opportunity. I have Team Canada. Jazz and Gale. Jazz and Gale? I don't know if I want that to go next or not. Mortis and Sap is confirmed. We're going to go with this. We're going to go tag titles. World Tag Team titles. And it will be Generic Coats versus America's Most Wanted. I think... Wow, they're not... If I have them lose, they have a short fucking reign. But I also don't really want AMW losing this match. Like, AMW should win. AMW are winning. 10 minutes, AMW are winning. Have Harris pin Generico. Open, clean. I'm going to put them on... Well, no, because I'm probably going to get the crowd to pop for Cena and Heyman. So this will just cool it down. If not, then I'll put it on lift if need be. But there's that. Go. How long has Joe been on screen? 17. Okay, I can't do anything more with him then. Go backstage. Gotta get this in. Town Hall promo. Trips, Orton, Batista. Basically, Triple H goes off on Batista for interfering in JAS. Tells Batista, you have to let that go. Samoa Joe and Jericho Appreciation Society don't matter. What matters is getting the belt back on me and making sure Orton retains his title, and also making sure that you eventually get some gold yourself. You know, the tag team titles just changed hands. You could have been in that match with Wife Beater. You could have been in that match. And that basically leads to Orton stepping in and saying, why are we still letting this guy in? Does he represent the future of this industry? Do you really think that he represents what Evolution should be? And is kind of... It's basically Orton not believing that Wife Beater should be part of the group, but there's nothing he can do about it. So, while that tension goes on, Triple H cuts in very quickly and says, it doesn't matter what the hell you want. What matters is what I want. I let him in the group. You have to deal with it. And tonight, he's going to be the one helping you retain your U.S. title. Let's see. So Triple H's part goes 5 minutes. Orton's part goes 3 minutes. Triple H's part afterwards goes another 3 minutes. Actually, it can go... the Orton's can go 2. We'll give Triple H the majority. That's fine. Alright. Did all that. Now we go to the ring. It is Bob Sapp taking on Mortis. This match goes for 6 minutes. No, it can go for 7. It can go for 7 minutes. Sapp is going to pick up another win. Clean. Let's just get that out the way. Go backstage. JB Jeremy Borash is alongside Kane and Rob Van Dam. Basically asking about Kane, why he has redone the mask, what happened with his match with Undertaker, where he got, kind of cheated out of it, and Van Dam's going to be the one speaking on Kane's behalf, basically going, dude, I don't know what is up with the dead man. I don't know what's up with Kane's brother, but that's not my business. Kane and I, we're back on the same page, and I think everything's gonna turn out fine, regardless of what Taker wants to do. And hey, you know, Kane was out of it for a while. Someone laid him out, but that's water under the bridge. It doesn't matter. You know, doing his normal whatever and coolisms. However, before things can go much further, that is when Kane turns to Van Dam and tells him, no, actually, it does matter to me. It matters to me a lot that I got laid out for I still don't know who did it. And it matters to me that I lost to Undertaker because he couldn't beat me the way he normally does. Or the way he has before is the way I should phrase it. Every time he's beaten me before, it was me coming up short. This time, I was better than him. And essentially tells Undertaker, if you want to prove you're better, if you want to prove that you can beat me still, then we'll have a match. We have a match tonight. Rob stays out of it. Everyone stays out of it. We go at it. No DQ. Whatever you want out of it. And Taker would then come in to Kane and accept the challenge. So the Van Dam part goes for 2 minutes. Kane's part goes for 3. Taker staring him down goes for 2. All right. Now will be another tag match. We'll do Masters of the Mist. This is going to be a rematch from a couple shows ago. Masters of the Mist and Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team goes for 11 minutes. Give No, actually, I'm not going to cover this. I'm not going to cover that. Instead, we're going to do the other tag match I need to do. Do Rude and EY against Mike Awesome and Elix Skipper. This match goes... Oh, Mike Awesome's a fucking unimportant, isn't he? Oh, he's recognizable? Wow, I'm actually surprised he's recognizable. That rules. Yeah, this goes 8 minutes. Rude pins Awesome. It is not clean. Mike Awesome also stays very strong. Because it takes, in total, the way I imagine this, in total, it takes interference from Coach Scott D'Amore, who's at ringside. Petey Williams gets involved to take out Elix Skipper. Or rather, the way I should phrase this, Mike Awesome gets distracted by Scott D'Amore at ringside because he's going to get he's going to hop up and call for the referee, gets Mike Awesome's attention as well. Allows for Petey Williams to come in, attack Mike Awesome, tries to go for the Destroyer. Mike Awesome back body drops him out of it because there's no fucking way Mike Awesome's taking a Canadian Destroyer. It just isn't happening. He gets fucking powerbombed by Mike Awesome, laid out. EY grabs the hockey stick, hits Mike Awesome over the back with it, and then Rude hits the Northern Lariat. 1, 2, 3. They steal the win after all of that. So Mike Awesome, you're looking fucking strong. You're still pissed off. Do you want to be protected too? Alright, well, fuck you then. You're just being kept strong. Post-match, Rude, EY, Petey all start beating down on Awesome and Skipper. Because of course they do. They're going to beat down on those two. Until... So, Team Canada. This is without Christian Cage, by the way. Beat him down until the save is made by one Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Comes with the 2x4 and chases them off. The beatdown goes for 2. The save also goes for 2. All right. 180 is 3 hours, and then 240 is 4 hours, 300 is 5 hours. I'm just having to keep in my mind how much time I'm taking up. We're going to go backstage. And this is going to be... I am actually going to bring this up. Jonathan Coachman is going to be backstage alongside his clientele in Johnny Creative. When in comes Prince Nana alongside Jimmy Rave, who basically what happens here is Nana asks Coachman for a decision regarding the merger, and Coachman, after, or rather not Coachman, but Johnny Creative basically gets in the face of Jimmy Rave and says, you guys never asked me. You guys never asked me whether I want to actually work with you guys or not. I'm loyal to Coachman. Coachman has brought me in. I'm fine working with this man. I don't need you to, hamper me. However, this gets completely kneecapped as Coachman forces Johnny Creative to back down and tells Nana that he accepts the merger on the condition he's allowed to bring in the one client who he feels or allows him to bring in some form of creative liberty when it comes to adding in clients. Basically, he doesn't want Nana having 100% say. This is not a acquisition. This is a merger. They both share leadership. And Nana approves of this. The merger, all caps. And so Nana and Coachman are all buddy-buddy. They're happy about this. Jimmy Rave stares down Johnny Creative and basically goes like, so we're kind of... I guess everything you just said doesn't matter. So this will go for 2 minutes. This will go for 2. This will go also for 2. And this part goes for 1. So in total, we make this stable inactive. Modify this one to be Jonathan Coachman, who is technically leader with Nana, Jimmy Rave, and Johnny Creative. All right. We then go to a tag team matchup. This will be Collier and Stryker, who actually need a segment before this. We need a segment before this because we need to go backstage. JB Jeremy Borash. It's going to be standing by with Chris Jericho alongside Chad Collier and Matt Stryker. And it's Jericho talking about how, Jericho is happy with the success of Samoa Joe's win, but he feels that Collier and Stryker are going to do even better in their upcoming tag match, before then telling Collier and Stryker, you two need a bit of an image overhaul. You are serving as great hired guns, love what you are doing, but just being known as Collier and Stryker, that's not good. That's no good. So instead, you guys are going to get your new tag name. And just like what happened with you being my hired guns, you two are now paid in full. Yes, I am blatantly stealing this from AEW. I don't care. This gets 3 minutes. Because it's mostly Jericho for a minute, hyping up Joe, and then turning. It's like, JB asks his question. Jericho hypes up. This can maybe be 4 minutes then. I can have up to 18. That's fine. So Chad Collier and Matt Stryker, paid in full. Go to the ring for a tag team matchup. And it is, in fact, Where are they? Paid in Full, who I need to mark, are managed by Jericho. And they're going to go up against L.A. Park and Rey Mysterio. I just need to mark this so I don't end up having to regret it, basically. Did I change his gimmick to say hired gun? I didn't. I need to just rename it. Because that's what he is. He is a hired gun. There we go. And strikers. Same thing. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. This can go 10 minutes. That's fine. Say you have lifelong underdog. You're 160 pounds. Perfect. I can do that. This is not a clean win. I'm going to preface this now. This is not a clean win. This is Chris Jericho absolutely getting involved. Striker pins Rey. We protect Rey. We make him look as good as possible. We can't keep him strong. Open, not clean, tainted, pin. He's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna be upset. That's fine. We're getting these guys over. All right. We are getting these guys over as best we can. Go backstage. Oates and Generico are going to be, looking a bit upset that they lost their title match when Benjamin and Haas come in. Basically say, kind of knew this was going to happen. You tried to challenge us, but you couldn't even beat your first opponents. And the only reason you won the tag titles were because the Outlaws did something stupid. You guys are a fluke. We also know that had you had more time, you weren't beating Kurt Angle. You got lucky we ran out of TV time. You can't hang with the top tag teams. And this then leads to, without any prompting, Kevin is going to immediately attack Shelton. Generico is forced to join in, and we get a brawl backstage. This will go, so the mockery could go 2. The brawl can also go 2. Keep it simple. Go backstage. The Undertaker will be seen warming up for his upcoming match. When Scott Hudson comes in, basically asks Taker, why did you accept Kane's challenge? Why is it no DQ? Why'd you use the biker chain? And Taker essentially replies, you know why I did what I did to Kane. It's what anybody else would do facing off against a monster like that. don't blame me for using whatever resources I had to put down someone who needed to be put down. And don't blame me for doing the same thing tonight in that no DQ match. So Taker warming up goes for a minute. The interview goes for 3. Now we go to the women's title match, the women's U.S. title match, excuse me, which will be. I'm gonna make it a triple threat actually, because there's someone who got a pinfall over Gale, that it makes sense to do it this way. So it'll be Ayaka Hamada, Jazz, Gail Kim. Emi Sakura will be at ringside for Jazz. For the women's U.S. title, this can go 10's fine. Gail's pinning Ayako here. Gail's absolutely pinning Ayako and retaining her title. I don't particularly see a need to keep the Jazz. Well, she could pin Jazz. Then at that point, Ayako's not needed in this match. We'll just do one-on-one then. Yeah, we'll do Jazz and Gale. 10 minutes is fine. Gail Kim wins clean. Just going to be safe here. 42, compare that to 43. They're the exact same. There we go. I'm also going to make this pairing because I actually like the idea of it visually. Yeah, you're fucking fine for this. Yay, okay. Awesome Kong, provided that it doesn't mess up chemistry, will be managed by Sean Davari from here on. I'm going to cut the Sean out of his name so he's just Davari. I don't know why. This just feels like a correct pairing. And rather than do anti-American, his gimmick will be, I guess, old school manager. Old school manager sounds about right. So we go backstage, and Awesome Kong is going to be kind of training basically for her match, and Davari cuts in, basically says, I'm Awesome Kong's handler, and Trish Stratus, you are going to be completely decimated by the awesome force that is Awesome Kong. Match with Trish. That doesn't need 5 minutes. That needs like 2. That then goes to the trios title. So La Parka's been booked, which means it is Cena, Liger, and Sweeney versus Kenta Kobashi, Mitsu Harumisawa, and Jun Akiyama. go 11 minutes total. No, it could be, it's pay-per-view. This can go upwards of 14. We'll go 13 then. 13 minutes. And I'm actually tempted to put Cena and the gang, put the Texarkana Chain Gang over here. But like, it's really difficult to say, oh, the Super Generation Army shouldn't win. It's really difficult to say that they don't win. Because it would have to be Cena pinning Akiyama, and I don't really want that, because I want Akiyama to get momentum and to get popularity. So instead, what'll happen is Akiyama is going to pin Cena. We're going to keep John strong, keep Liger strong, protect Cena. We want Cena looking as good as possible, because this is not a clean win. It is tainted. There's interference. Drew Galloway, excuse me. Galloway attacks Cena, costing him the match. Cost him the match, cost him his title shot. You know, fuck you, basically. And post-match, Drew is going to kind of mock Cena. And this goes like 2 minutes. And just basically plays up, hey, I cost you the belt. I cost you your title shot. What are you going to do? Because you don't have a title shot in the bag now. Let me think here. We're going to have Kurt Angle cut a promo. It's just a very quick promo to hype up match with Shawn Michaels. Gets like 5. Again, it's Kurt. He can fucking talk for a while. That then goes to... What would that go to? That can go to the US title. Matt Hardy, Randy Orton. United States title on the line. This match goes for 13 minutes total. And Orton does retain. It is not going to be clean, though. Orton wins, not through wife beater's interference, but Mark Jindrak interference. There is interference by wife beater that does not play into the finish, because there's also Jeff Hardy interference. Or Jeff Hardy distraction, rather. Basically, what happens is Matt starts building up momentum, starts heavily building momentum. Ref bump happens because Matt goes to the twist of fate and Orton just drives him into the corner where the referee gets sandwiched. Ref goes down. Wife beater gets in. As Matt Hardy is like able to hit the side effect on Orton, he goes to the cover. Nobody's there. Gets a phantom, or hits the twist of fate rather. Gets a phantom 3 count on Orton. Gets up, tries to recover the ref. Wife beater gets in, and he fucking starts attacking Matt Hardy. Well, Jeff Hardy comes in. He will... Actually, no, he gets attacked. He shouldn't be distracted. It should be an attack. He kind of like starts fighting off wife beater. Clotheslines him out. No, even better. Jeff will slide in with a chair because they've been fucking going back and forth at this point. Jeff slides in with a chair, hits wife beater, sends him out, hits Orton in the head, tells Matt to go up top for a leg drop. Leg drop hits. or just does the chair and tells Matt to cover him before going out and making sure wife beater, like leaving with wife beater to make sure nothing else happens. Matt starts queuing up for the twist of fate. In comes Mark Jindrak, hits Matt, lets Orton hit the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Orton retains, courtesy of one Mark Jindrak. Post match, Orton and Jindrak celebrate together, and basically it is stated, hey, look who's in Evolution after all this time. Like that, or rather, that happens, and then that happens. Out come Triple H and Batista, who stare down Orton and Jindrak because this wasn't what we had planned. But eventually allow Orton to celebrate alongside him and welcome in Jindrak to the fold. So Orton stands alongside Jindrak, goes for like a minute. Triple H and Batista stare down, goes for 2. And the accepting part goes for 2 minutes. All right. We then have only 4 more matches left to book. Good fucking lord. We're gonna go Eddie and Sting here. I just wanna look here. What? They could do Spectacle probably, but I don't need to do that. Eddie and Sting is just a good fucking 18-minute match. Genuinely, it's just a good 18-minute match. Sting wins clean. Eddie will try. Colin ring, by the way. Eddie will absolutely try to do his bullshit, but in the end, he's going to tap to the Scorpion Deathlock. And that'll be the end of that chapter. Go, let's see. This will be a quick interview. JB alongside Trish. Literally like just 2 minutes of pre-match interview. Says that she's going to walk out champion. She's faced the biggest and the baddest before. Awesome Kong doesn't scare her. Time to rock and roll. All right, we go right to that women's title match. Trish Stratus defends against Awesome Kong. And Awesome Kong wins in a dominating fashion. Fucking squashes Trish. 5 minutes. And post-match, Awesome Kong is going to stand tall over Trish with the title. All right. 2 more matches, or 3 more matches. No, 2. 2. I forgot to mark one off. We have 2 more matches left. Good fucking lord. I'm gonna go turn off my my booking times now. Okay. We go to the no DQ. Taker and Kane. How long could this go? Oh, it can go like 30 if I want it to, but I really don't want it to. I wouldn't want to see these two wrestle for 30 minutes. This can go 13, in fact. Taker's winning because this is where he turns heel. Open. I guess technically clean pin, but he's turning heel. And then I need to cut down on. I need to either boost up match times or cut down on angles. Shit. Unless I just go right into it. This needs to be calm the crowd. That needs to just be calm the crowd so I can fucking immediately thereafter go to the main. Sean, Kurt. And I mean, look. It's a fucking spectacle, probably. Give him 30. Let him fucking cook. I'm gonna look at this real quick. Do any of them have the tag that boosts them? Earl Hebner. Then Earl Hebner's doing this one. I just need to look if any of them boost spectacle. Kind of doubt it, but I figure it's worth a shot. Yeah, no. Alright, then who's my best road agent? Probably Misawa. Yeah, 30 minutes. And we're going to have... I think Angle wins by interference. I think somebody interferes to help out Kurt Angle. I think we have a proper team angle that forms. Because it feels like that's what's building up here. You know what? He worked really well with a tag team in the past. What if... What if we gave them... What if we gave them them? Kurt wins. Keep Sean strong. Open. Call it in the ring. Tainted. pin. We're not doing Shelton and Haas. It's interference. No, no. No, I know how this goes. We're not building a team angle. Sting. Sting interferes on Sean to make sure that he faces Kurt for the title. He is making sure he faces Kurt Angle for that title. I'm also going to swap this around. So I want to swap this around so that this goes immediately after the cooldown. All right. Who hasn't been booked? Who's going on pre-show? DDP, Foley, Dudley's, X Factor, Rhino, Hurricane, Regal. All right, I'm worried about pretty much anyone who is starred or well-known. So this is all going on pre-show. I have as much time as needed there. So let's see. Major stars are fine. DDP and Foley both aren't booked. We can put DDP on there. Have DDP wrestle someone who just could use the reps without getting a win. So I'm gonna look for less than 20 experience here. I'm probably gonna do. Honestly, all these matches are gonna be vet versus young guy. DDP can face Eli Drake. DDP can face Eli Drake. Goes 10 minutes. DDP wins clean. That'll work. So we have that. We have Foley needing a match. He can face off with... I have to remember to refresh this filter every time I do it. You know what? Foley and Brody Lee. Why not? Just to give... Again, this is just to give these guys a little bit of experience. Foley wins clean again. I didn't fix the filter. Dudley's... Honestly, Dudley's and X Factor can just be a 3-on-3 match with Spike involved. Do Spike, Devon, and Bubba versus Albert, Credible, and Six Pac. Give them 11 minutes on the pre-show. Have Bubba Ray pin Albert. No, pin Credible. Have him pin Credible. Open, clean pin. Just give the fans a good match. Give the fans a good fucking write-off to that story where the Dudleys aren't dealing with X Factor anymore. Jarrett's not booked. He can get a match. Rhino's not booked. Masters of the Mist aren't booked. Hurricane's not booked. Regal. So Jarrett, Rhino, Mist, Hurricane, Regal. Those are the last ones I'm gonna do. So again, we searched 19. Rhino and Eddie Kingston. Let's get them booked. All right, 10 minutes is fine. Rhino wins. Keep it scripted. This is the most me just booking dream matches, but because they're in 04, it's really just hidden as getting people more experience. Jarrett. Oh, Jarrett and Muda. Jarrett and Muda can just be a match because they went to a double DQ. Give them like 15. Genuinely give them like 15 and let Muda get the pin. Have it be tainted because it's the mist. Yeah, keep Jarrett strong. That's fine. And finally, Deli's Hurricane, who can face... I've seen Adam Windsor a couple of times on this listing, and I feel like he's a shout for this. Could also be... No, Chetty's actually experienced. Who's not experienced? Dongo. Fuck it. You're facing... Not Fandango. What's Cross? Face Jason Cross. Jason Cross uses more experience. Again, it's 10 minutes. Get Hurricane the win. This can be open because it's 2 cruiserweights. And that leaves Regal. Regal can face... Honestly, what's Tyson looking like? 30. I'm still going to do it. Oh, wait. Devitt. William Regal and Prince Devitt. Get the young lion in there. Regal wins clean by submission. And Balor's probably fucking thanking him for the moment. All right. That's the pre-show. I'm going to move this up to the main. And I move this right before it. Because everything, all these ones I imagine are the dark matches, and then these two are the ones that would air on the creative or the Inspire episode before the pay-per-view. That's how I imagine it. All right. We have the only issues being that people are upset. Mr. Howe is being badly overloaded. Okay, then I need to find out what other matches he's doing and pull him off of them. Knowing my luck, they just put him on all of the segments. Nope, they put him here. Muda can do that. Okay. He probably just has a shit ton of segments, which is the annoying part. Because I don't want to go through all the segments and pull him off those. That'll take a lot longer. You shouldn't be road aging on the pre-show. What? Is that good enough? Slightly too much. Okay, so he needs one more thing pulled off him then. That'll do. That should do. That do. Alright, I didn't apply any creative finishes. Just now realized that. And I'm not going to. I'm going to let the others do that. Because they should know that they're able to do that. Anyhow, let's get going. $59. Okay. DDP is probably on time decline at this point. Yeah, he's on decline. Which is understandable. They have great chemistry. Interesting. Very interesting. Got a 67. 54. Small boost to start, or small boost to psych, large boost to start quality. Very nice. It's like a 54, by the way. 68, which the fact Foley versus Brody almost did as good as this match is crazy. 58. 52, and they don't click as opponents. That's rough, buddy. $58. Don't put Sasuke in long angles. That's fine. It's got a nice. It got a nice. 73 for Heyman. 80 for this segment. Nice. Gets the crowd hotter. 81, they have great chemistry. No shit. It's Styles and Daniels. I would hope they have great chemistry. This got a nice, even with Ultramantis not looking great. He still comes out of it looking awesome. Don't lose to comedy. Losses don't damage pop. Large boost to psychology. Perfect. Did exactly what I wanted. 58 is fine. Honestly, it does its job. And they didn't have negative tag counts, so if I want to make them a tag team, I can. 54 is okay. 47 is also okay. 52, okay, sure. Sabu really off his game is a bit rough, but what are you going to do? 54. 54. I can't do brawl follow. That's interesting. Okay. 58. Unfortunate. I misplaced it, but that's fine. 75. That got not quite capped. That just hit a natural 75. Thank you to Jericho. $86. Good. 80. 80 between these two. Sex appeal is nutty. Capped for short match length. Good lord. 43. Don't lose to comedy, but gives a boost to charisma. Very good, no notes. I need to put Larcher, Kashmir, and Trent in the beautiful people. 68. I knew it would get the crowd hotter. Fucking knew it. 42. Wow, this actually didn't drop the crowd, though, like I thought it would. I guess it just got good enough rolls. Thank you, America's Most Wanted, by the way. 71. All right. 57. I mean, it's, look, what are you gonna do? It's Bob Sapp. 72. 55. Didn't do as good as I thought it would. Probably because Rude and EY just have no popularity. Mike Awesome with a 71 is also insanity. He's not even on decline either. 39, yeah, that's about right. Oh well. 45. Coachman came out of this looking excellent. Sure. 77. 72. Striker and Jericho are a good pairing. They play off each other well. Fuck yes. Good. Get these guys over. Get these guys over. I'm trying. I'm trying to get them over. Ray also doesn't even take that much of a pop hit because fucking lifelong underdog. So, like, we're fine, dude. This got a 41. All right, sure. 75. That got capped? No, that just hit a 75 naturally. Okay. 63 isn't bad for these two. Could be a lot worse. Could be better, I think, but could be a lot worse. 27. Very good, no notes. That's fine. 65. Sweeney definitely the weak link, but he's in the ring with like 5 phenomenal workers. He's in the ring with 4 phenomenal workers and a red hot John Cena. So realistically, it is you are learning from 4 of the very best in this match. You should get something out of this. Same with Cena. Cena should get something out of this too. 65 afterwards. Nice. 85. Outperformed JR and Taz. That's nutty to say. 73. Did a lot. Oh, boosted by the crowd. That would do it. 75. Nice. Throjin, Draken Evolution. 84. I mean, it's Eddie and Sting. I think it penalized because of Taz and because of being face-face. Otherwise, this is in the 90s. 78. Turn. Complete success. He's a fucking heel. Good. 65 is okay. Awkward pairing. Really? That's kind of annoying, actually. I was hoping this would be a lot better. Awesome Kong being really off her game doesn't help either. I might edit the Awesome Kong Davari panel or chemistry to be neutral. That feels like something that should work in real life, but like if that doesn't work, then that doesn't work. 46 is okay. 84. There we go. Did exactly what I needed it to as well because it has the story, like it had the exact crowd heat that was required. Angle slam following interference from Sting. I could have done an angle afterwards. But I am just gonna explain to people when they look like, hey, this is what happened in this match. Because they're gonna have to know. 87 overall. Unsurprisingly, best show of the save thus far. I think, like, for context, I have put in thousands of hours on this game. I probably put in a good, like, hundreds of hours into this time period, whether it be Mr. Villains mod from TEW 2020, or whether it be It All Begins Again done, which is the one we're using now, or It All Begins Again, or It Never Ends, rather, that we're using now. It All Begins Again was the Idol mod. Either way, I've put so much hours into this where I kind of... It's difficult not to put on a good show when you're just given the sandbox tools to go wild. So, an 87's fucking great. We're gonna praise... Who do I want to praise here? I want to praise Angle for doing awesome on this show. I want to praise... Trying to think of who else. I will give Awesome Kong some credit because you did a really good squash match. For what it's worth, like, she did really good for that. And I'm gonna give some encouragement to Sweeney and just be like, look, dude, you were in the ring with some of the best. You should do good. Boom. 2-point jump in most regions. Sometimes 2-point jump in all of the U.S. except for Puerto Rico, which is fine. And then elsewhere, it's like a 1 to 2. Wow, 3-point jumps in Australia, some of Australia and India, and in Europe. We are gaining popularity very quickly. Media scrum. Let's see. I'm not committing to anything. Apparently, Raven is taken out. Sandow will benefit. Jim Ross and Jeff Jarrett really don't like each other as long as they remain professional. I'm glad he's having a good time. Have faith he'll become more consistent. Glad he's having a good time. I'm delighted it went so well. Simple as that. I don't want to cause problems. I'm happy that it went as well as it did. I wouldn't say everyone should be proud. There were some people who had off nights. There were some people who didn't do as well as I thought they would. But there we go. So with that, Velvet Sky's charismatic. She's a future star. I hope so. Bobby Roode is money. Strap a rocket to him. We just had him pin Mike Awesome. I'm trying. I'm trying to get this guy over. Six Pac isn't charismatic. You should release him and hire someone better. 64 charisma. Don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. Don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Now comes the fun part of this. So, with that show over, what's going to end up happening is company takes a 1-month break. Not in real life, but in terms of in-game, the rest of July will be taken to adjust the vision as needed. What that means is I'm going to be hiring and firing people based on who hasn't been used, based on who I think shouldn't be here, based on who I think should be here, etc., etc. You might see some people missing off this list. You might see some people joining this list. Who knows? I also might just not hire or fire anyone. It really depends on what I find interesting. Either way, that's going to do it for this episode of the Creative Carousel. It was a long one, so I thank you all for sticking here. And we'll tune in next time for the first post pay-per-view show. Until then, this is MrLeedles signing off.